Hello friends, welcome to the Health Review Desk. You always think that your mind decides everything, what you think, what you feel, and how you live. But if I told you that your gut's brain, your gut actually controls everything from your mood to your memory, would you believe it? Yes, hidden within your gut is a brain that silently controls your entire body and mind. This is the connection between mind and gut. And this unique book, The Mind-Gut Connection, reveals this secret. Let's embark on this mysterious journey. Our body is a vast system, where every organ has its own function. But the role of the stomach, the stronghold, is not limited to digesting food. Hidden within it is a separate brain called the enteric nervous system. This is the stomach's own brain. This brain not only functions on its own, but also constantly communicates with our actual brain. The author explains that our mind and gut are so interconnected that an imbalance in the gut can lead to depression, anxiety, and even memory problems. This means that if you don't keep your gut healthy, mental illness is inevitable. The question arises, what is it in the gut that directly affects the brain? The answer is the microbiome, the world of millions of good and bad bacteria that reside in our intestines. This microbiome not only controls our digestion, but also influences our mood, our behavior, and our thinking ability. This is why when we eat junk food, we feel lethargic and irritable. However, when we eat healthy food, our mood remains fresh. This leads to the powerful fact that our food choices determine our mindset. The book also explains that when we repeatedly eat processed foods or sugary foods, the balance of our gut microbiome begins to deteriorate. This directly impacts our brain's neurotransmitters. For example, serotonin, which is responsible for maintaining a positive mood, begins to decline, leading to anxiety and depression. Furthermore, the authors explain that 90% of the serotonin that influences our mood is produced in our intestines, not our brains. This means that if you don't take care of your intestines, you can't take care of your mood either. Now the question arises, how do we know if everything is okay in our gut? The answer lies in your body's signals. If you frequently experience bloating, gas, constipation, or diarrhea, if you frequently get pimples or allergies on your skin, or if you're having trouble sleeping, then understand that something is going on in your gut. This means it's time to listen to your gut's brain. In the book, the authors advise that if you want to live a happy and mentally healthy life, first, improve your diet, make your gut healthy, and strengthen the gut-brain connection. The first step is to include probiotic and prebiotic foods in your diet. Probiotics are foods that contain live, good bacteria, such as yogurt, buttermilk, kimchi, and fermented foods. Prebiotics are fiber-rich foods that nourish these good bacteria, such as bananas, onions, garlic, and oats. Furthermore, the book explains that stress is toxic to your gut. When you're stressed, a hormone called cortisol increases in your body, which destroys healthy gut bacteria, weakening gut-brain connections and worsening your mental health. Therefore, meditation, pranayama, and yoga are crucial as they help balance your gut microbiome. The author also reveals another surprising fact. Many behavioral disorders in children, such as autism and ADHD, may be linked to gut-brain connections. If a child's gut doesn't develop a healthy microbiome during their early years, their mental development can be affected. Therefore, it's important to pay attention to their diet from the very beginning. After understanding all this knowledge, one thing is clear. The true foundation of our health is not just the mind, not just the body, but the gut. Because the gut is where the true communication between body and mind takes place. And if you understand this communication, you can not only prevent illness, but also influence your mood, your thinking, your habits, and even your success. So the next time you go to eat, don't just think about filling your stomach. Think about what you're feeding your brain. This thought can change your entire life. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do determines whether your gut-brain connection will remain strong. Many people start their day by checking their mobile phones as soon as they wake up. Others start their day with tea or coffee. But have you ever wondered what's most important for your gut? The author explains that the gut is most sensitive and active in the morning. Treating it properly can help keep your mind sharp and your mood fresh throughout the day. So start your day with a glass of lukewarm water mixed with lemon or a little apple cider vinegar. This activates your intestines and helps flush out toxins trapped in the gut. After this, a fiber-rich breakfast is crucial. Fiber acts as a prebiotic.
It provides energy to the good bacteria in the gut. Foods like oats, chia seeds, and fruits, especially apples, papayas, and bananas, strengthen your gut in the morning. The book also explains that skipping breakfast is the biggest mistake for gut-brain connections. When you don't eat in the morning, the body goes into fasting mode, weakening the mucus layer of the gut, which can lead to inflammation and gastric problems. Next, when it comes to your daily diet, the author recommends keeping two things in mind. First, how much you're eating, and second, what you're eating. People often eat too quickly, which prevents proper chewing and puts extra pressure on the stomach. This habit gradually harms gut health. Therefore, make it a rule to chew each bite at least 25 to 30 times so that the food mixes well with saliva and facilitates digestion. Also know that processed foods like biscuits, pizza, burgers, and soft drinks weaken your gut. These foods contain neither fiber nor nutrients, but instead kill healthy gut bacteria and promote the growth of bad bacteria. As these bad bacteria multiply, the gut wall begins to damage and toxins enter the bloodstream, leading to fatigue, lethargy, memory loss, skin allergies, and sometimes even obesity. Now, learn another surprising fact. The book explains that people who suffer from loneliness or frequent anxiety have more bad bacteria in their gut. This means that your emotions also affect your intestines. And this two-way connection is the true strength of this book. Your mind influences your gut, and your gut influences your mind. Now, the question arises, how do we break this cycle and balance your gut-mind? For this, the author has provided a very simple yet powerful method, which he calls the 5-Day Gut Reset Plan. Under this plan, you must follow certain rules for 5 days. On the first day, you must avoid all processed foods, meaning you cannot eat any packaged or refined foods, only fresh fruits, vegetables, and natural foods. From the second day, you must consume a teaspoon of ghee or coconut oil every morning on an empty stomach to reduce intestinal inflammation. From the third day, you must include probiotics in your diet, such as yogurt, kimchi, pickle, or homemade fermented rice. From the fourth day, you must drink a glass of turmeric milk or lemon water every night before bed to promote detoxification. And from the fifth day, you must practice meditation and yoga to relax your mind and prevent stress from harming your gut. The author says that if you follow these plans faithfully for even just 5 days, you will notice an increase in your energy, a lighter and more positive mood, and improved sleep. After this, you can make this routine a habit so that the gut-brain connection remains strong. Now, let's move on to another crucial aspect. Many people think that food is everything. However, sleep and exercise also have a profound impact on the gut. When you lack sleep, the body's repair system fails, weakening the gut lining, leading to inflammation and stomach problems. Similarly, even a short walk or light exercise daily increases the number of good bacteria in the gut microbiome and improves digestion. Therefore, try to be active for at least 30 minutes every day. Now we'll discuss a secret that will surprise you. The book explains that when the gut-brain connection is strong, a person's decision-making and focus power improve because the gut constantly sends positive signals to the brain, and the brain provides more energy to the higher centers of the brain, enhancing thinking and understanding. This is why people with a healthy gut remain calm and able to make informed decisions even in difficult situations. Finally, the author offers a very important message. Your true strength lies within you. Recognize it, nurture it, and strengthen it today. The things we take for granted from childhood are actually the very things that determine the deep connection between our mind and gut. When a baby is born, its intestines are completely bare, devoid of either good or bad bacteria. But as soon as it begins to drink breast milk, it gradually begins to grow bacteria that form the basis of its mental and physical health throughout its life. Here, the author raises a profound point. If a child lacks proper nutrition or is given antibiotics in the first 6 months, their gut microbiome can be disrupted, which can slow their mental development later on. Furthermore, children who watch too much screen time, have limited exposure to sunlight, or live in unsanitary environments lack diversity in their gut, which can later lead to anxiety, depression, or overly sensitive behavior. The book clearly emphasizes the importance of keeping children close to nature from the very beginning. Let them play in the mud, interact with animals, and feed them fresh fruits and vegetables so that their minds and bodies can build on a strong foundation. Now let's look at another very interesting aspect. We all think that growing old means the body weakens, but the authors explain that if brain connections remain strong with age, it's possible.
Not only the body, but the mind can also remain sharp for longer. Several studies have found that older adults with a healthy gut microbiome are less likely to develop Alzheimer's, dementia, or memory problems. The simple solution lies in diet, exercise, and mindfulness. Incorporating Ayurvedic foods like jaggery, turmeric, basil, Indian gooseberry, and amla into your daily routine not only strengthens the gut, but also energizes the brain. The authors repeatedly emphasize that no matter what age you are, maintaining a healthy gut can ensure a lifelong mental alertness and happiness. Now let's discuss some seemingly small household habits that profoundly impact the gut-brain connection. Eating frequently, eating every 2 hours, or other such habits can tire the gut because the digestive process has to be restarted each time. This not only saps the gut's energy, but also harms the microbiome. Therefore, the book describes a highly effective method called intermittent fasting. Eat at a specific time of day and then abstain from eating for at least 12 to 14 hours. This allows the gut to rest and repair itself, providing both relaxation and focus to the mind. Another habit that is toxic to the gut is staying up late at night and eating heavy meals. When you eat heavy meals at night, instead of resting, the body has to expend energy on digesting the food, which disrupts sleep and makes the next day feel exhausted. Therefore, the author recommends that dinner should be light and eaten at least 2 hours before bedtime so that the gut can rest after digestion. Now let's discuss a highly effective Ayurvedic remedy. The author explains that triphala, a mixture of heart, bahara, and amla, is a wonderful remedy for cleansing and balancing the gut. Taking a teaspoon of triphala powder in a glass of warm water before bed cleanses the gut and leaves the stomach completely clean in the morning, which also helps keep the mind clear. Another wonderful ingredient found in every household that simultaneously improves the gut is ghee. Pure desi ghee contains butyric acid, which strengthens the lining of the gut, reduces inflammation, and increases the secretion of serotonin, the happy hormone in the brain. Therefore, include 1 or 2 teaspoons of ghee in your diet daily. Now let's focus on the language of emotions. The author has made a very emotional but true statement. When you like someone very much or are afraid of someone, you feel a fluttering sensation in your stomach. Sometimes it feels like butterflies fluttering. Sometimes it feels like a cramp. This isn't just emotions, but a direct example of the gut-brain connection. This means that the emotions you feel reach the gut and send signals to the body, and the body reacts accordingly. This is why stress often leads to stomach upset, while happiness leads to hunger. Therefore, the author advises against suppressing your emotions. Understand them, accept them, because when you suppress them, they penetrate and harm the gut microbiome. Now let's learn the magic of meditation and breathing. When you take deep, long breaths, oxygen reaches not only the lungs, but also the gut. This oxygen strengthens the gut cells and relaxes the nerves there. By doing just 5 minutes of breathing exercises every day, you can rapidly improve gut-brain connections. And if you combine this with meditation, both mental peace and gut energy increase simultaneously. This entire science teaches us that we have an amazing power within us, a brain that resides in our gut and directs our entire life. If you understand this brain, you can completely control your mind. We often think that we have to do big things to bring about change, but the author explains a profound point in this book. To make a real difference, you need to adopt small but consistent habits. First and foremost, your behavior with food determines your gut health. Whether or not you're paying attention to what you're eating is the true meaning of mindful eating. When you're using your mobile phone or watching TV while eating, your brain doesn't fully register the food, which impacts the digestive process. Therefore, the author recommends treating food like a ritual. Focus your attention on its color, smell, taste, and texture. When you eat with a sense of smell, digestion improves. The gut's nerves are strengthened, and the microbiome is also balanced. Now let's talk about water drinking habits. Many people drink too much water immediately or during meals, diluting digestive juices and slowing down the digestion process. Therefore, the book recommends drinking water 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after meals. Take small sips in between. Now let's come to another very interesting but less discussed aspect. The book explains that your way of thinking, i.e., whether you think positively or negatively, also has a direct impact on your intestines. When you repeatedly think negatively, worry, or consider yourself inferior, stress hormones increase in the body. This increases inflammation in the intestines and reduces healthy bacteria. That means if you take care of yourself every day,
feeling grateful, thanking your mind, and feeling confident is as beneficial to your gut-brain connections as a healthy diet. That's why the author recommends waking up every morning and saying 3 things that inspire gratitude. I am alive, I have a healthy body, I have the power to change myself. Now, let's move on to the aspect that's most threatened today: mental peace. Our lives are filled with hectic activity. There's noise, information, and stress all around. Meanwhile, the gut-brain connection is most affected. Therefore, the book repeatedly recommends carving out some silence for yourself every day. Turn off your mobile phone, turn off the TV, and just connect with yourself for a few minutes. This silence resets your gut-brain circuits, allowing you to think more clearly, make smarter decisions, and maintain a light mood. Furthermore, the author discusses the quality of sleep in great depth. Sleep isn't just a way to relieve fatigue. It's a time for body and gut repair. When you get enough sleep, the nerves between the gut and brain, which endure stress throughout the day, reactivate themselves. Lack of sleep not only impairs your memory, but also your body's immunity. This is why insomnia can wreak havoc on gut health. Therefore, sleeping at a consistent time every night and staying away from digital screens before bed is an essential part of maintaining strong gut-brain connections. Now, one habit that's less often discussed, but it directly impacts our gut, is our emotional connection with others. The author explains that when you feel a deep connection with others and when you cultivate love, compassion, and understanding in your relationships, your gut releases a hormone called oxytocin, also known as the love hormone. This hormone reduces gut inflammation, balances the microbiome, and brings peace to the brain. Therefore, happy relationships not only provide mental balance, but also keep your gut healthy. Finally, learn a surprising fact. The author explains that your gut also controls your intuition. That sudden feeling that something isn't right or that something must be done. This isn't the voice of your mind, but rather the gut. Numerous studies have found that human decision-making is based not only on logic but also on gut feelings. And this gut feeling is clear only when the gut is healthy. Therefore, the author suggests that the next time you reach a decision and your mind says one thing, but your gut tells you otherwise, pay attention to that gut feeling, as it may be the best decision of your life. And this is the biggest lesson of this book. The real brain isn't just in your head, but also in your stomach. Understanding Nurturing and respecting it is the first step towards true health, mindfulness, and success. Now just imagine if a doctor who hasn't been able to relieve mental fatigue for years, simply by changing his eating habits, not only regains his energy but also sharpens his memory. Wouldn't that be a miracle? The author shares many such real-life cases in this book, demonstrating how improving the gut-mind connection can change the course of a person's life. The first case is of a young woman who suffered from frequent panic attacks. She was terrified. Going out alone was impossible, and she was always exhausted. Despite various treatments, nothing made a difference. When at the doctor's advice, she adopted a gut-focused diet, started eating probiotic foods, stopped processed foods, and practiced meditation and pranayama, she began to notice a difference within just a few weeks. Her stomach problems gradually subsided, her sleep improved, and most importantly, her panic attacks stopped. This is proof that when the stomach is calm, the mind is also calm. Another case is of a middle-aged man who was very successful in his career but was always irritable. His mood fluctuated frequently and he would get angry over small things. He also adopted this theory and incorporated a gut-friendly diet into his daily routine. He started walking every morning and evening and resorted to music and nature walks to reduce stress. Within a few months, his behavior changed so much that even his family was surprised. He became calmer, his mood stabilized, and his work productivity increased. These examples make it clear that healing the gut means reorienting the entire personality. Now learn a very simple yet miraculous routine that the author describes in this book for gut-mind health. As soon as you wake up in the morning, drink a glass of lukewarm water without thinking. Then take deep breaths for 5 minutes. After this, do some light stretching or Surya Namaskar. Then, for breakfast, eat something prebiotic and fiber-rich, such as oats, apples, papaya, or sprouted grains. Throughout the day, remember to take 2 deep breaths before each meal to signal your body to begin digestion. Chew your food carefully and drink lukewarm water at least 3 to 4 times a day. Take a short walk in the evening and then eat dinner early. These 2 habits work as a boon for the gut-brain system. Before going to bed, stay away from your mobile phone or screen and meditate for 10 minutes. If desired, eat turmeric.
Drink milk or Triphala water to cleanse your gut overnight. This routine gradually balances your microbiome. Your mind calms and your body feels refreshed every morning. The book also explains that people who work on their gut mind often become more creative because their minds no longer get entangled in small problems but focus on the bigger picture. Now, let's address a deeper question. Do you want to treat your body like a machine or a friend? Because when you think of it as merely a means to satisfy your hunger, you fill it with junk food. But when you consider it your companion, you consider what will give it strength and what will harm it. The author is saying that if you think about what this food will do to your gut with every bite, your entire thinking will change. Now, consider whether you will eat only what tastes good or what brings peace to your mind. If your answer is the latter, then you've grasped the essence of this book. Because the mind-gut connection isn't just a health book, it's a philosophy. It's a lifestyle that teaches that if your gut is happy, your mind is happy. And when your mind is happy, everything in life becomes easier. The author concludes with a truly beautiful statement. Your mind is as powerful as your gut. When these 2 work together, no goal is impossible. So, the decision is yours. Will you awaken this hidden power within you, or will you continue to suppress the voice that rises from your gut without listening? Because that voice is the one that tells you it's time to truly know yourself, to improve yourself. And if you are ready, take the first step on this magical journey to the gut today. If today's unique insights have transformed your thinking, and if you too now realize that real change begins in the gut, then like this video now. Tell us in the comments which part impacted you the most. And yes, if you want your family and friends to understand this gut-brain magic, don't forget to share this video. For more powerful and heart-wrenching book summaries like this,
Subscribe to the Books Articles channel now and press the bell icon so that the next time a new summary comes, both your mind and gut are the first to wake up. Remember, until your stomach is healthy, no direction in life is clear. So let's start today with a new thought, a new journey where body, mind and soul are connected with a new energy. See you in the next summary with a new thought. Until then, stay healthy, stay aware. Thank you.